So far, this combine process has been, a new experience for me. Being able to have interviews with different coaches and make my first impression is really important. I'm just looking forward to showing coaches, how good I can really move, how much I've improved since my 3 years at Michigan, and just what I'm really worth, and just show what I'm really about. That's always great, but projections are always just projections. I got to make it happen. It's good to see it, of course, unless it gives me a good idea of where I stand. But I try to stay out of that stuff and just focus on the task at hand. Yes, I do. Because if you look at the film, if you look at how I dominate people, if you look at my character, how smart I am, I have everything in tallies for a first rounder. So I'm very confident in myself that I am a first rounder. It helped me mature a lot at such a young age. Growing up in that kind of neighborhood, there's a lot of different distractions you can come by, but it takes a mature young man to keep your head on straight and not get distracted. I knew it was dangerous, but I never thought anything of it. I just figured that's how things were. I had never saw the outside world before. When I went to IMG Academy. Yeah, I'm a versatile player. I could play guard, center, whatever you want me to play on the interior. I'm comfortable playing anything. Really just getting in shape. Just getting my body right. Just getting back 100% healthy off the season, and just focusing on getting in shape and doing the drills and studying football. Uh, they're really they weren't. I probably had maybe one time me and Rashawn Gary ever went head to head in practice. It just shows how well we work. It just shows the work we put in. The fact that all four of us got an invitation to be here, it just shows the work we put in, and it just shows, our talent.
Do you attribute that to Ed Warner, and what did he bring to that?
Yeah, he came in. He came in with a different attitude, aggressive attitude, to basically to make us better. He emphasizes on improving every week. He emphasized technique, and he just emphasizes to do a lot of little things that make us better.
You once said you were born to play center. Do you tell teams that?
No one's asked that. Most people ask about my versatility. I think a lot of people know that center was my main position, my primary position in college. So, but like I said a couple years back, yeah, I was born to play center, but I'm able to play anything on the interior offensive line.
Do you have any idea how many meetings you've had so far, how many teams you've met with?
Yeah, I've had 5 formal interviews. I believe I have a total of, 18 this week. So.
Is there like a common thing that you're getting asked in those interviews, or is it kind of just dependent on the team?
Yeah, it's really just dependent on the team. They could questions or interview settings could range from different things. So it's just it's really different from a lot of people. I had formals so far with the Rams, Packers, Panthers, Titans, the Giants, and the Broncos. I'm not sure yet. I don't have any more formals until Thursday, so I'll know my list by later on tonight. It'd be great. My mom won't have to go far to come see me play. So it'd be great to play play close to home. That'd be great. Really, it was just I didn't want that to be a distraction on what we had going on. I didn't want that to be a distraction on what the team had going on, what we were focusing on. Really, just my main thing was I going to be focused that week? If I was going to get asked questions about that, and my main decision came down to did I believe in myself, and I think I was ready. It really wasn't. I mean, it really wasn't anything to neutralize him. We just played our regular game plan, and I mean, the tackles did what they normally do. They were really focused on their technique, and I mean, it showed out in a positive for them. Nah, there wasn't any extra. There wasn't any extra attention we gave him. It was just. I mean, we knew how good of a player he was, so there was, it was just watch out for this guy. But there wasn't any extra emphasis, any extra double teams to get put on him or anything like that.
Some of your teammates have talked about how you made all the calls in the Michigan offense. Do you think you can impress teams here growing up on the whiteboard?
Yes, I believe that's one place I've excelled a little bit in some of my formal interviews. Just my ability to remember plays and reiterate plays on the board, and the way I'm able to just describe my film. I think that's one thing I'm able to impress teams on. I'm not sure I could, but I'll know later on tonight when I look at my formal list for tomorrow. Yes, I'm a center. I mean that's what I play, but I can play guard as well. But I mean center is my primary position, but I can play guard as well. I'm in charge. I'm in charge of the whole show. So if something goes wrong, I take the heat for it. And if things are going good, I take the shine for it as well. Yeah. This whole entire experience is dedicated, man, to just that whole situation, that tragedy. I still do it. Every night, every day I think about it. If my dad was here to see what I'm doing right now, I may be mind blown, So I'm still playing for my dad. I still play through my dad. My dad still lives through me, and that's how it's always going to be. Yeah, that's what I pride myself on, is just doing things for people, just being a good person. And, the fact that, the way it happened, he was doing something good, being a good person. I mean, you really wouldn't want it any other way if something were to happen like that.
What do you remember about the expectations Shea had when he was in high school? What was it like to kind of see him develop his career ultimately end up where he ended up?
I mean, I think it's great to see. Me and him went to high school together. What he was able to do in high school, and just to see how much he's matured, how much he's learned more things about football, how much he's added more arsenals to his game throughout my 2 years we spent together at Michigan. So I mean, it was just great watching him just excel every year and just learn new things.
How did he deal with the expectations? Obviously a lot of
I mean, I think he just played football. I mean, I know Shea. He really doesn't try to get caught up in the media, or just really doesn't. He doesn't really pay attention to the pressure that's supposed to be put on him. So, I mean, he just goes out there and plays football. He plays his game.
This is common for centers to be first-round picks, but it seems like with these interview process, it's kind of been an advantage for you that you have that kind of extra mental scheme as
Yeah. At Michigan, I was always in my playbook. I was always studying the offense. I was always doing a lot of things like that. So, man, I just have a thing for football. That's where I think once again I think I stand out when it comes to these interviews, these formal interviews, because I know so much about football, and I love football. So I'm learning new things. I'm actually locked in. I'm engaged. So. I'm sorry, I can't hear you. I think the player I'm most similar to at the NFL level is most likely Rodney Hudson. I say Rodney Hudson because, we're both big body centers that can move very well and have a lot of power. And he's somebody that I resemble my game after a lot after I was given, similarities and comparisons to him sometimes. Yes.
What's that like? Because it has one reputation as City as being one that really touched your character, so to speak. Can you just talk about growing up there?
Yeah, it'll test your character. It'll either make or break you. There's a lot of people I grew up with. It didn't make them, it broke them. But I mean, you just gotta have a good head on your shoulders. I mean, you see things every day. You hear about, violence, shootings, killings, robberies. You hear it almost every week. So, I mean, just things like that. It's just something you become immune to. You know, as a kid, you see it so many times. So, I mean, really, what I did was I was fortunate enough to have a mom who was really strict on me, so I was never really allowed to be in those areas or even be caught up in those situations. Yeah. Coach Harbaugh was an amazing coach. Having somebody come off the NFL level and bring that attitude and bring some of those coaching styles to us, and basically just how things are run in the NFL. He brought some of those things to Michigan. So a lot of us were playing as if we were pros in college, going by those rules, and just getting used to those things. And having a coach that cares about his players a lot is very important as well too. He cared about his players. He was always engaged with us, and just having a coach like that is always great. I'll play any scheme really. Like I said, I'm versatile across the interior offensive line. I'm versatile through schemes. I believe I can play any offense. Anything that's going to get me out in space to pull. So pin and pulls, tosses, those are probably my favorite blocking schemes when I'm out in space. I've only had an informal. I haven't had a formal interview yet. I believe so.
Was it always the plan for you to move to center, or was that just something that kind of happened?
Oh, I played center my whole life. Yeah, I played center since I first started playing football. And I moved to guard my freshman year to fill in a replacement spot for an injury. And I think I performed very well at right guard my freshman year, and then I went back to my natural position at center my sophomore and junior year. Football came into my life when I was 10 years old, and I really played because my mom really wanted me to get out the house. It was kind of a therapeutic thing for me, one of her things, because I was still mourning the death of my father, and she was she saw it. And, she basically what she did was just try to find something that would help me out. When it just became I just never stopped playing it. I played football. I had fun doing it. As a kid, you play football, and you don't really have any expectations or responsibilities. You're just playing football because you love it. And then when I got to high school, that's when I realized I was like, yeah, it's probably something I'm gonna do for a long time. That's what my coach said. You gonna play because none of the kids wanted to play center, so I didn't know about football. So I was like, okay, I'll do it. That was my first day there, and I was playing center. Yeah. He didn't make it out. That was a long time ago too. That's another tragedy that happened in our city. I did have a cousin that didn't make it out.
What would your dad say right now?
Man, I don't even know. He'll probably be somewhere smiling at me, same way I'm smiling at him, just telling me how proud he is of me. I know my mom proud of me, so I'm proud of myself. So I know my father would be extremely proud of me. I think probably the best memory of me and my father is, we had a lot of good memories. Me and my dad were really close. I couldn't give you one. But me and him used to spend a lot of time together. Favorite place to go was always the buffets. He would take me on long walks around the city and just show me different things. So, yeah, that's probably some of the best memories I have. Yeah. My mother was the most influential person in my entire life. My mom, my dad, my best friend. My mom is everything to me. So she's probably the most influential person in my life. I feel as though my biggest strength is my ability to be in open space and pull, and my athleticism. That's one thing that I believe I stand out against a lot of different people, is my ability to pull and my ability to do different things in space. I'm a funny person. I'm very friendly. As a person, I just tell them, like, hey, look, I care about people. Doesn't matter who you are, doesn't matter when I met you. My first impression of you is always going to be good as long as you're positive. So I'm a very positive person. And I care about people, and that's really it.
Cesar, the other linemen from Michigan that are here with you, who do you think will surprise some people maybe this week? And of all your Michigan teammates who are here, who do you think might surprise some people this week?
I think everybody might surprise people this week. There's a lot of people that we don't really know they have these abilities. We don't really know that, they look like this. A lot of people's bodies change. A lot of different things happen. So I think almost everybody might surprise somebody this week.
You talked about your workouts earlier and kind of changing your body and getting more changes. Can you talk more about that process, I guess?
I trained at Exos in Arizona. I lost a good amount of body fat, which resulted in me losing a little bit of weight. But I feel great. Eating healthy. I tell you this: when you eat healthy, you don't want to eat fast food or anything like that anymore. It's like fast food is like vegetables. You don't want it; you just want vegetables. So it's like eating healthy, man. It just does something good to your body. You just don't want to stop. Once you get started, you don't want to stop. So that's really what I did was focus on my diet a lot, and it resulted in me losing a lot of body fat. So now I'm just working to get some more weight back on, a couple more pounds, and I'll be good. What stood out about him was he was able to, if you watch the film, it looked like he was able to intimidate a lot of people pre-snap. It looked like some people were just intimidated from the beginning. But once you snap the ball, I think some things about him that we saw that was really special was just his quickness for his size and his speed and his strength. It's all around. He was a special prospect. I'm not really sure. I know nobody on our offensive line was intimidated, but you could just see it on film. Guys are jumping on sides and different things like that before the play starts. So you could tell that he was able to intimidate people sometimes before the play started.
You guys lose a bunch of offensive linemen this year. Who's going to step in next year and really kind of be the leader of that group?
Right now, the leader of the group is going to have to be Jalen Mayfield, right tackle. He's the only experienced one left. There's a lot of young guys. 4 young guys are going to be in there battling for a starting position next year. So, it's going to be a lot of new faces that a lot of Michigan fans aren't used to seeing. So, it's going to be fun to see who fills in those spots. But it's time. Jalen Mayfield knows that it's time for him to step up and take that leadership role.
Outside of Jalen, who's the guy that's going back next year to Michigan that none of us are talking about right now, but a year from now we'll all be talking about?
Are you guys still talking about Nico? Does Nico count?
Nico doesn't count. We're talking about Nico.
There's a lot of players. Brad Hawkins on the defensive side of the ball. He had the ankle thing. It kept him out a little bit. But, if you watch what he's able to do on the field, if you watch what he's able to do, like in practice, he's special. I think Brad Hawkins is going to have a great season this year. Nobody's really talking about, which I'm surprised. A lot of people aren't really talking about, but I believe it's something special cooking for Brad.
Is there a play that stands out from practice that was like, man, all right, Brad's got that kind of ability?
There's plays that stand out in games. The way he comes downhill and he's able to hit people at the safety position. The way he's able to just do a lot of different things is. I say the plays or the games where like his ability shows when he's able to chase down fast receivers and not make conservative tackles but make aggressive tackles, like at Penn State. He called KJ Hamler, made a pretty aggressive tackle on him that really got the defense hyped. So it's things like that he's able to show his speed and athleticism, and he's going to show some special things. The combine, really, I don't think there was really anything that was really difficult about it. I think really just practicing getting in the sprinter stance. I'm not really a sprinter, so that's probably the most difficult part, just getting used to being in the sprinter stance. So aside from that, nothing was really difficult. I was able to, study my plays, interview prep, different things like that. Those things like that weren't really difficult. But I guess I would say the most difficult part was just, getting in the sprinter stance. That's not something I'm used to. Yeah, I'm hoping to stay under 5. Don't want to go above 5'1" if I do go into 5s, but I'm hoping to stay under 5.
League, have you maybe talked to maybe former Michigan guys to what to expect from this next level?
I talked to Taylor Lewan. He was training at Exos when I was there. I talked to Mason Cole, Rashawn Gary, Devin Bush. I think I talked to a lot of people that left just for advice and just what they think what advice they could give me, going through this process. And they just told me basically just be myself. And that's the best thing I could do is be myself. That's the main thing I'm good at is just me being me. So that was basically everybody's advice: is go in there, have fun with it, and just try to embrace everything.
Silly to have you guys run the 40s when you're really your 10-yard space.
Oh, no, I like the 40 because my sprinter stance isn't difficult anymore. I got it down, so I'm able to run.
What does it really take